63 hours in a block of ice. Why do you call that
I think
your most challenging stunt?
I think it was meant to be longer, and I think I showed up late. But that was the hardest one by far, and I think it was because standing up the entire time, plus the radiation of the cold. Even though it was a warm November, it was like 68, so the air being pumped through was, you know, at a room temperature, but that made the ice continuously drip on me. And then you're fighting your own brain. It's like one half of you saying, go to sleep or you're gonna die. The other half is like, no, I have to achieve this goal. And it becomes like a battle against yourself. And then the brain just gives out. And then I started having hallucinations while I was awake, but I couldn't tell whether this is real, is this real life, or am I dreaming with my eyes open? And that was the case. I was having nightmares and dreams while my eyes were open, starting at hour 55. So it was probably only like 8 or 9 hours left. But they're long, you know, those hours.
When did your team realize you were in trouble?
When the guy that was working on the stunt, because they said it was a warm November, so the ice was dripping a lot, so he was vacuuming under the ice and hit the catheter, which and that was the beginning of like downhill. It feels so bad to this day, but it's not his fault. So I always say, if there was one thing I wouldn't do, but now there's a few, but if there was one I would never redo, it's the ice. For nothing in the world would I do that. Because I have a daughter and I don't want to kill myself, I also wouldn't do the 44 days. The buried alive, I feel like anybody could do that. The breath hold, I do it still all the time, against all advice, because I have a heart condition.
What's the heart condition?
Just I have 50% stenosis, so I get half the supply blood to the heart because my right coronary artery takes an irregular path between my pulmonary artery and my aorta, which reduces blood flow to the heart, which may also be the reason I can hold my breath, because maybe the body compensates and I have a higher red blood cell, I don't know.
I want to ask you, in terms of stunts you have done, the breath holding on Oprah, what's going through your mind?
Before Oprah, obviously I wanted to be sure that I wasn't going to fail. So I worked diligently with a great team, had pulmonary experts, had neurovascular surgeons, had doctors, had free divers, had everybody with me. But I was in a pool with all the telemetry hooked up, and I was doing a breath hold, and I'd gotten to 20 minutes and 2 seconds. But my heart had dropped to 8 beats per minute, and they thought that I was gonna suddenly go into cardiac arrest and die, so they pulled me out of the water, and I was like, why did you do that? It was like I was in an amazing, it was like incredible. So I felt comfortable that I could succeed with the record at the time, which was 16:32.
So you're on Oprah now, which is much different because, you know, this is the national television program.
Well, I'll tell you what the issues were. So we had a pulmonary expert come in, and I was hooked up, but the machine, they left it right next to my ear, which was annoying and awful and made the heart rate go quicker, and then I had ischemia of the heart, so it would go high, then low. Top of that, because for the audience, I wanted to be facing this way. So I was used to training where I just float face down, which makes it much easier. But now I wanted to be this way, so I had to put my feet into these things because I had a wetsuit on to keep me from going up. And I had to use extra energy to keep the body down. So suddenly I was like, oh no, this is live and we're in the middle of it and things aren't gonna be right. At one point, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was sure that I was gonna black out and that would be it.
And you thought you were gonna go into cardiac arrest?
Yeah.
At the end there?
Yeah. But then when I got closer to the 16 plus mark, I was like, okay, I'm good.
He's passed the world record.
Once I made the record, I decided to keep pushing just a little bit further.
Looking good, David, looking good. 17 minutes, breathe.
6 strikes.